Raheel, I have bullied you for how many, like 3 days now, that you need to watch Traitors because this season is already so good. We did
Mhm,
promise to our listeners, our beloved listeners, that we would
mhm,
be talking about Traitors.
mhm.
And I need you to tell me that I'm right and this season is already so good.
No, I listen, you're right about that thing. I do think that I mean, if there is space to talk about the bullying and basically your actions towards
No,
me,
no, there's
no,
no
I think no,
space.
I do no,
Nope.
because I think there's a deeper problem here, which is 3 episodes on in one day is
Mhm.
too much, and it's like 3 episodes, and they're not just like regular episodes. They're all like an hour and 18 minutes. It's crazy.
Supersize.
Supersize.
And
And
yeah.
they came out on Thursday,
Uh-huh.
and then immediately Friday morning, like 9 a.m., you started
Uh-huh.
messaging me,
Uh-huh.
and you said, "Hey, how many of these have you watched?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Uh-huh.
And then it wasn't just like bullying; it was like passive aggressive bullying. Like you, at one point, you threatened my job. You were like, "Hey, you know what? If you don't want to do it, maybe I'll just get somebody else to do
I was
it."
like, I'll just ask Donnie if he's
Yeah,
available.
yeah.
I
It
replaced
was
you immediately. Um, Here's the thing. Somebody asked me recently because I did read 57 books last year, and somebody asked me, they're like, "How did you read 57 books? You have a podcast, a full-time job, and several
Mhm.
children, right?
Yeah.
And like a household to run." And I was like, I
Vacations.
yeah, and vacations to go on. But what's crazy is real. I watched not only did I watch Traders once, I watched it twice
Wait, what? You watched the episodes
since
twice?
yesterday.
That's insane. Well, how'd you
No,
find the time?
that's how did I find the time? I don't know. I hope Big Pharma is not listening
Oh, because so
because
that was gonna be my question. Because we talked again at like one ish when we were
mhm,
like when you were like, "Hey, we should." And at that point, I had not watched any of them, and so
mhm,
obviously it was still within the workday, and I have to work for a living and stuff like that.
mhm.
And you put pressure on me, like, "Hey, you should take PTO from work, and you should finish these
I
episodes,
did
right?"
not say take PTO from work, okay? I
No,
never
that's it
said
was implied. It was implied. It was either take PTO or just quit.
that. No.
So I started so I had like a shit ton of work to do. This is how I prioritize. I was like, all right, the emails that have to go out today will go out today. The ones that would be good for me to send out that make
Uh,
me actually more productive at work and
uh,
I get ahead of things. I was
secure
like, I
your
guess
job.
I guess I'm doing those over the weekend. I guess, people aren't going to be keeping an eye on me. So I started watching it at 3:30. I will say this. I mean, now that it's all out in the open, did I finish the second episode on my drive to Brooklyn last night? I did. I was watching it in the car as I was driving.
Well, that's not
Um,
safe. I wish you didn't tell everybody that.
yeah.
But alas, here we are, guys. The roads are a little bit unsafer, but at least Raheel has caught up on Traders. We're talking
Yeah.
about Traders season 4, the first 3 episodes. This is going to be filled with spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, I don't know what the fuck you're doing listening to this. Um, but let's just dive right in. We're going to be pretty detailed. All
Mhm.
right. First episode, we're just getting to know who's joining. They're driving to the castle. It's dark. It's spooky ooky. Everybody's a little nervous. And then boom, there's fire. And then Alan shows up and he's already got some shit up his sleeve. He says the first traitor will be picked right now in
Mhm.
clear sight of everybody. You're going to see a card. And it's important for the faithfuls to just read people's faces and figure out who it is. Now, at this point, Raheel, who did you think was a traitor?
I figured like Donna was big on my list only because I
Yeah.
feel like she was like like a known like her being on the show is a story. I think
Yeah.
right off the bat, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a story that like crosses over just the Traders universe because people are like, oh
Hmm.
man, and it's a Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I had my suspicions on her. Michael Rappaport unfortunately seemed to have a big personality, so I felt like maybe they would do that thing. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, but my suspicion was mostly Donna, I think, or maybe I'm just remembering that now.
I was thinking Johnny Weir because I was just
Oh,
like,
really?
I feel like they want to keep him around. I feel like he has a lot of fun looks. I feel like
Uh
he's
huh.
very like energetic. I was thinking it was going to be somebody like that. Also
Hmm.
because like he's talking a lot about like how he and Tara Lipinski, even though they're best friends, they are going to act like they don't really know each other as well. They just like know each other, they're colleagues, but not besties.
Mhm.
And I was like, it really goes to show how much like reality TV people don't watch TV, because everybody knows that Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir are like best friends. Like they do such funny bits during the Olympics
Yeah.
together. Like, how do you not know? But then I realized like nobody knows, because Rob R, who I can't wait to talk about Rob R from Love Island. Rob R turns to Johnny Weir and says, "So what do you do?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm a figure skater." He goes, "Oh, so you know Tara?" He's like, "Yeah, I know Tara." I'm like, "How do you, Rob? You don't know Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski?" But then I'm also like, "Okay, Rob was probably born in like 99, 2000."
98. I looked it up.
Oh, you looked. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, I'm so glad you're already looking up Rob Roush from Love Island. And then immediately, like, we get to everybody's mingling,
Mhm.
and we get to the round table selections. Real, I have never been the rush and excitement I felt about these round table secret trader selections.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Okay. Candace Dillard Bassett, my favorite housewife. Lisa Rinna, my previous favorite housewife. And Rob R from Love Island, the very first season of Love Island I ever watched, where I
Mhm.
was like, I don't like how much I love white men, because what the hell? I was so excited. What were your immediate thoughts about the selection of people?
So, the only person that I really know is Lisa Rinna, out
Uh-huh.
of that thing, right? Like we watched that one episode with Potomac. But she's on
Yeah.
Potomac, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah.
Candace was there. And I knew that you loved her. So I
Yeah.
was like, whatever. And then Rob was
And
just like,
immediately you were like, okay, if she loves her, I hate her.
yeah. And I had no skin in the game. I was just like, "Oh, whatever." It did not cause the excitement in my heart the way that it did. But they're like in terms of like gameplay and stuff, they're doing so
Oh,
well.
they're doing amazing. Why did you think about the secret trader thing? Like the fact that we
This
don't know who one of them is.
it was interesting, I would say,
Mhm.
for the first two episodes, and then I was kind of hoping like, "Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this experience more or less without knowing who the secret trader is, because part of this, like the part of the fun is, kind of knowing who everybody is. I don't know if I want to play that game
Yeah.
myself, but
Yeah.
I like that curveball
Mhm.
in for the game itself.
Yeah, for sure. We immediately go to the first mission, which is
Mhm.
this thing where they are on boats, and then they have to like grab graves and then or coffins, and then they have to take the coffins and put them into people's graves. And anybody who has a coffin in their grave means that they're going to be on a short list for the murder. And immediately I was like, fuck Michael Rappaport. Like he's just so fucking annoying. And real, one of the things that I noticed this week is like, obviously we'll talk about it next week, there's a lot of sad stuff that happened this week, right? Like people are in mourning. We're worried about what the fuck ICE is doing. Like a
Mhm.
woman was murdered by ICE. People are so sad. People are watching footage and like they're not seeing what we're seeing. Like it's so hard to be like, I can't believe everybody is watching the same thing and
Yeah.
not coming to the same exact conclusion.
Yeah.
And it's really heartbreaking. But what's amazing right now on the other side is everybody is watching Michael Rappaport and they fucking hate him. They hate him. And it brings me so much joy. It brings me so much joy. I can't this could be the thing that unites a nation. Okay. At a time like this, we need something to come together. And it is the collective hatred of this cold sore on your face looking rosacea if it was a person, flaky ass, pus looking Michael Rappaport. I fucking hate him. And I'm so glad everybody else does too.
It's interesting. I haven't watched the stuff online. I haven't followed
Yeah.
any of the stuff about Michael Rappaport. I mean, I've watched the other stuff online.
Yeah.
About the stuff with Rappaport, but the entire three episodes, I was thinking about you because when they announced the show, right? I
Yeah.
was talking. We just touched on it when we saw the trailer, or whatever, and you said I can't wait like for Michael Rappaport to be on that show because everyone's gonna hate him and they're gonna kick him out right away, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how the editing or whatever works for this show, but it's like the producers also want everybody to hate him. all they do is just show how terrible a person he is, but he could just be a terrible person and he's just awful.
And he is. And he
Yeah.
is a terrible person. Like there's the producers have a lot to work with because he's
Yeah.
giving them all of the content. So there's this whole thing, there's these different
Sorry.
boats. Yeah.
Rob C at some point was like, "Hey, either you're a traitor or you're just the worst faithful there is. You are not helping us at all."
Yes, it's so good. Mara Higgins is like, I think I'm gonna go deaf.
I can't wait
By
to
the
talk
way,
about her.
okay. So they do this mission. There's like a thing at the end where Candace is in a car with Mara and Portia,
Hmm.
and she says, Portia, because they were gonna put Portia's coffin in her grave last.
Yeah.
And Portia was like, Candace, what's this I hear that I was gonna get put on the short list? Like, what is this? So Candace says, oh, I heard that it was actually Michael Rappaport on our boat because he's
Yeah.
gunning for Housewives. And the way she says it, and then she's like sitting in the front seat and she's got this like Cheshire grin, like,
Yeah.
oh, like I just, I'm a candy gal through and through. Basset hounds, all of us, we're
Hmm.
crazy for her. It was just so good. And then Portia goes to the house, everybody's eating dinner. And she says, hey, I heard, Michael, that you said that we should put Portia, put it in Portia's grave or whatever. And you've been talking about like, oh, Portia's my, I love housewives. I'm a housewife myself, whatever. So what is this? And Ron says that never happened. So then Portia goes and she confronts Candace. And Candace is just, oh God, this is why I love her. She goes, you must have misheard me because I didn't say that. And she did. And it was so brilliant because then Portia turns to Maura and
Yeah.
Maura goes, I think that didn't happen. And I was like, let's talk about Maura Higgins, okay? Tell me your thoughts about this sweet, beautiful little Irish leprechaun.
We'll get to her, but like that scene,
Mhm.
like I was like, "Am I going crazy?" Because I watched it, and so is that just how Candace is? Can she just like deny it? It's amazing. She's just like, and then Portia's like, "What?" And then I think Maura also just kind of under the pressure. She's just wilted under the pressure. She's like, "I don't want to be a part of this." Um, but yeah, Maura, man, she's so good looking. First of all, another one of those where it hurts to look at her, and then
Yeah.
the voice that comes out of her body is
Yeah.
amazing. I don't know how to describe it. It
Yeah.
is the first time that I've been able to make a distinction between a Scottish accent and an Irish accent because
Yeah.
Alan is obviously like the traitors, right?
Yeah.
And then the first time Maura goes, the traitors. I was like, what happened to the T?
I love the way she says think.
Yeah.
Oi, tink.
Tink.
I've literally only ever heard like, I don't know, like a TV show where they're putting on a serious like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's you're after me Lucky Charms ass accent and it's
How
so
is that?
fucking cute.
Is it real? What is that?
It's her accent. So the thing that people love about Love Island UK is that
Mm,
in Love Island UK you get all of the different accents of all the different people in the UK, right?
yeah.
So you have like the Irish accent, Scottish accent, and they're very distinct, right? Like the only place I really see accents is I don't watch UK, but I watch like Great British Bake Off, and you see all the different people from different parts of like London, Britain,
Hmm.
get like their different accents. So Maura Higgins, not only does she look like a like sweet Tinkerbell, she has this
Gorgeous.
crazy accent,
Yeah.
but also apparently on her season of Love Island, she was messy as hell. Like she was
Really?
calling people out, she was reading them the filth because you don't assume that about her, but she's like a little bit lethal. And then on top of it, she does it with this adorable accent.
Yes. You just want to believe her. It sounds like because I was like, what part of Ireland is that? And it's like, oh no, she's just from like a fable from the 12th century. Like, I don't know what that is.
She's not real, actually.
She's not a real person. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, good.
So that kind of creates a little bit of confusion, but people do have eyes on Donna. They're a little nervous. They're like, what's going on? And I did say at this point, I said, Candace, you're going to get yourself into trouble. You are doing too much, my beloved.
Too much. Yeah.
You need to cool it. Okay. You got to calm down. I get it. You're excited. You're smart. This would be me. I would be Candace. That is how I would play. And then I would immediately get caught. But I'm very surprised actually by Lisa Rinna and how she's just kind of laying low in the back in her full head to toe. Somebody called it the Hamburglar if he was from New Jersey. Just head to toe cheetah print.
Oh, I don't remember that outfit. I can't
How do
wait to
you
talk
not
about.
remember that
I'm
outfit? It
sorry.
was she had a cheetah print bucket hat, a cheetah print button down shirt, and cheetah print pants, and I'm gonna assume cheetah print shoes. Just like
Right.
leopard and cheetahs from head to toe. She looked so crazy, just like an
Uh,
actual villain.
so I'm sorry. That one didn't register with me. The one
Oh
that
my
did
god.
register with me was her look in episode 3. And I
Oh, with
can't wait
the
to talk to
glasses.
with the
Yeah.
glasses. She
The
looked
glasses are
insane.
so silly. Okay. So it's the first night of the turret. Everybody goes to bed. There are so the people that had their coffins and graves, they also had to put all of the dirt in the grave. It was a whole thing. And I don't remember who all was there, but I did I loved when Candace was like, put the coffin in Donna's grave. Put it in Miss Donna's grave. They're like, you can't. Everybody's
Mhm.
like, we love Miss Donna. Like, she's America's mom. And Candace said, well, maybe America's mom needs to die.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it. But we find out that the secret traitor is giving short lists. I don't remember who was on the short list. I think Rob R was on it.
It
This
was
guy,
Rob R,
Ian. Yeah.
Ian, what's the name of the like the Asian musician guy?
Eric.
Eric was on it, and I think the guy from Dancing with the Stars, Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark was on it. And the traders, but this is the first night the traders all meet each other
Hmm.
besides the secret trader. And I was just so happy. They looked like they were having the time of their life. When Lisa, Rinna, and Candace see each other, they're so excited. And then they see Rob R. and they're like, we're never going to get caught. Everybody loves you. Oh, it was so good. But ultimately, they decide to kill somebody. And then the next episode, we open up to Breakfast Table. It's the
Hmm.
first ever Breakfast Table. This is episode 2. And we do find out that Ian has been killed. I don't know Ian from Big Brother, but he
Yeah.
seems like apparently he's like a genius on Big
Yeah.
Brother and he's beloved. So we're already getting some gamers out and uh all of that. But before we get to that, Dorinda gets a standing ovation at breakfast and this bitch starts crying.
So in that moment, you know what I remembered? I was like, the energy that I was getting from her was. Remember when you made me watch that Berkshire show with
Uh-huh.
Dorinda, where
Uh-huh.
I like it was like the house party, or whatever. And what you
Yeah.
told me was it was like, hey, it was just supposed to be like an all housewife show, but Dorinda kind of felt like it was her show,
Yeah.
right? It was the exact same energy that Dorinda was giving when because she's like walked across, like she did. She was like, "Oh, they're giving me a standing ovation." So
Like
she like, yeah,
she like
let me
left the
really,
stage.
yeah. And I was like, "Oh man, this could go bad."
So annoying. And
Yeah,
she starts crying.
yeah.
I was like, what's going on? And she did all this, and then they're like, Ian's dead. And they're like, what? Like, we spent so much time on
Hmm.
Dorinda being alive, that
Yeah.
Ian dying. And then Tiffany, who is also a Big Brother person, is really sad. And she says, like, Ian was really worried about coming
Hmm.
on the show. He was really nervous. He had a lot of anxiety about it. He wanted to face his fear. That's why he came. So it's just a bummer that he died right away. And I was like, I think that if I was to hear that and I saw Ian, like I've only seen Ian on the show for like 3 seconds, right?
Hmm.
But if I had spent a day and a half with this man and then somebody who knows him personally said he was really anxious about it, I'd be like, yeah, that adds up. He
Yeah.
looks like a nervous guy. But Colton, Colton is like, "Oh, that's so weird. Like, why is Tiffany like being so sad?" What do you think? And I have to tell you about Colton. Colton was a
I
bachelor.
I
Did you look it
I
up?
I I didn't look it up. I actually remembered his story when it happened because he was a bachelor, and then he
Uh,
went through the entire process. He's also the one. Did he also jump out the gate at one point? Was that him? Did he try to escape from a bachelor thing?
I think so. Yes.
Like I remember for some reason I feel like that guy jumped a gate somewhere. But I believe he was on The Bachelor and then he went through the process and then he realized that he was gay. Which is, hey, God bless you, but like, yeah, I guess that's like a wasted season of The Bachelor. Um, I don't know.
Yeah. But also he's done some weird shit like
Really?
before he came out. I think the woman that he was in Bachelor people, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I think the woman that he was paired up with on The Bachelor on his season at the end, He like stalked her for a while, like he put trackers in her car. It was very weird. It was just bizarre behavior. But
He
I don't like him.
I don't completely trust him. So there is something like obviously he's a very good looking person. He's got like this broad build or whatever. Um the confidence with which he talks to the camera about things that are absolutely wrong. Like he's now eyeing Tiffany and whatever. It's just I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy that personality for the long haul, but yeah, I don't trust him is what I
I
feel.
think that he thinks he's a Pilot Pete, but he is
Yeah.
not. He
That's
is not
exactly
Pilot
what
Pete.
yeah, because that's
Mhm.
and I think that kind of, is showcased in, like, the 3rd episode because he's kind of a nervous Nelly, which I did feel bad because he was, like,
I know. I
shaking a
know.
lot.
I
But, yeah,
know.
it felt like he was supposed to be, like, the gay Pilot Pete, but I don't think he has the calm, that Pilot Pete had. Pilot Pete was actually
No.
pretty good. You know who
Yeah,
had the calm was Rob
tell me.
C. Rob
Yeah.
C. Man, I'm so sad that that guy had it all figured out, like,
I
night 2.
immediately,
Yeah.
immediately. Also, I think the real Pilot Pete that we're gonna get out, and this is something that my friend Kelly, you guys listen to Beyond the Blinds. She's Laguna Biatch on Instagram. Kelly Williams pointed this out a while ago. I think that the Pilot Pete of the season is going to end up being Stephen Coletti from
Oh.
Laguna Beach, who, by the way,
Stefan?
they kept writing One Tree Hill next to his name, and I was like, I
Don't
no.
know. Nope.
No, 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 no. No,
Yeah.
no, that's absurd. That's really
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
LC
mm-mm.
didn't die, so you could put One Tree Hill under Stephen Coletti's name.
She didn't die, but
No, she's
okay.
very much alive.
Still very much alive. Um, yeah, Stephen Coletti, I think, is gonna end up being that. And also like aging like fine wine, looking
Oh,
gorgeous. Hasn't
I was
aged a
gonna
single
ask you. I was gonna ask you how you felt about him because the Stephen that I remember, Stephen, he
Steven?
was
Yeah.
yeah, he was like this really skinny like teenager kid, and now he's
Uh-huh.
like a full grown man, and he's got like a little bit of heft in the face.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, hey, it's kind of nice seeing him. I'm like happy for him. I also
Yeah.
don't know if he's done anything in the last 20 years.
Apparently he was on One Tree Hill. Wouldn't know. Didn't watch that show. Um anyway, Colton has, however, now like, it's a day after breakfast. They're all trying to rumble, rumble, rumble before the mission, talk amongst each other. Colton has gathered a group of people, and they believe that it could be Miss Donna. They believe
Mm.
that he's gunning for Miss Donna. But yeah, go ahead.
No, so I don't know at what point we're going to talk about Miss Sona, but like the suspicion on her was kind of immediate within the house, right? And
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
wondering, like, what was she doing in that mansion? Like, because apparently everyone's just like, she's just really shifty. And then she tried to play it off like, I'm fangirling over everybody. And then everyone's like, your future daughter in law is Taylor Swift. Like, you've met every famous person in the world.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I like didn't even talk to Paul McCartney. Or like, okay, you're gonna talk about Paul McCartney and you're starstruck by Dorinda?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
please get out of here. Like, I was starstruck by Dorinda.
Yeah.
Sure, like not to brag, I have met her.
Yeah.
But I was like, your daughter-in-law is Taylor Swift. You're
Hmm.
in like at the games, every single game that she's
Yeah.
at in the box. There's like, and there's another celebrity next to Taylor Swift and Mama Kelsey. Like, no, she's like, oh, I'm just really starstruck. Like, no, absolutely not. But the other thing that happens is Portia is talking, sweet Portia. Portia, why did you do this to yourself? Portia's talking and she said, when we went and killed Ian, and she's like, Ron is like, "What? Did everybody hear that?" So it's Ron, Donna, and Michael sitting together. And Portia says a few things. She said, "When we killed Ian," she said, "When I did the murder," like she says a few things, and they pick up on it. And Ron is like, "Now my feelers are up, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm definitely paying attention to this." Um, then we get to the second mission, which is like chariots or whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't care about it. But what is annoying at the end is Jam Jam, who I love. I don't know Jam Jam, but Jam Jam
I don't either.
immediately I love. Jam Jam also, by the way, canvassed for Zoran Mamdani.
Oh.
He and Natalie both are New Yorkers who canvassed for Zoran Mamdani. And so Michael Rappaport at this point, because they filmed this in June or July of
Oh.
2025, Michael Rappaport already like coming for these people. I'm like, ooh, it feels weird because if you don't know, Michael Rappaport is like a giant hater. He's running for mayor, by the way, now.
Who?
He said Michael Rappaport. He said I'm going to be running for mayor.
Okay.
But anyway, Jam Jam at the end gets the final. He takes Mora's seat. And then Michael's like, "Oh, I thought I was going to get a shield." And they're like, "Why would you get a shield?" And he's like, "No, I thought that there was going to be a discussion about who gets the shield." And they're like, "Why do you think that that would happen, Michael?" And he's making a big fuss of it. Immediately again, everybody's like, "Oh, brother, like I can't fucking deal with this man." What
Yeah,
happened?
that was weird
Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
when you because Colton was also one of the people that ended up on
Yeah,
the
why are
chariot, right?
you yeah,
And
why are you not
and
mad
it's
at
like, why are
Colton?
you just singling out this one guy?
Yeah. And what about Caroline Stanbury?
You know, like there's this whole thing about, well, we should have like the lightest people, whatever, on the thing. But it was weird that he was like pointing at him and yelling at him. It was extremely weird. It was uncomfortable.
It was
Um,
extremely uncomfortable.
yeah,
He was
added
really
to a little bit
creepy.
of the drama and the stuff like that. But
Yeah.
still, it was like I think it was at that point the cast also kind of turned against Michael Rappaport, in full. Like Robsy was again like, what is this? This is not
Yeah.
helping us.
Yeah, yeah. So then we have our first ever round table, and basically the people in the hot seat are Miss Donna,
Hmm.
Portia, and Michael. Ron comes in with several pieces of evidence against
Hmm.
Portia. And this is again, I do want to talk about my beloved Candace. Okay.
Hmm.
Ron comes in with a lot of really good information, right?
Yeah.
And Portia's like, I think I misspoke. Like I was just trying
Yeah.
to get into the mind of a traitor. Like I just like misspoke, I think, right?
Hmm.
But then Michael actually misspeaks in front of them.
Yeah.
And nobody's like, yeah, that sounds like a traitor. Like
Hmm.
that's he just did it too. But Portia does, or I mean Candace does say, she's like, look, I know Portia pretty well. She be misspeaking. She did it yesterday when she misheard me, which by the way,
Yeah.
she didn't do, right? Like Portia already uses that to her advantage to say, no, or no, Candace uses
Candace.
that to her advantage to say, no, that's what Portia does. She mishears things. And I do want to say that Portia at some point they're like, oh, Portia said like Ron is like collecting this, and then everybody turns around and they say this thing. I think Maura starts. She goes, like Ron's like, oh, and then she said, when we murdered Ian last night, which by the
Hmm.
way, Ron is not what Portia said, but Maura then turns and Maura said, who said that? Real, I have to give you a little background about this.
Hmm.
A couple of seasons ago, it was a really bad season for Portia and Phaedra. It was the last season that Phaedra was on. They started spreading rumors that Candy Burst Tucker
Okay.
was a lesbian who was trying to I think I told you this about Phaedra, that she had a dungeon where she was drugging people and
Recruiting women.
recruiting women,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Essentially like a weird sex trafficking thing. But she started by
Hold on.
saying
Can we just take a second to acknowledge what the fuck do you watch?
anyway, it doesn't
Like yeah,
matter.
it was a
Everybody's
bad
friends again.
season of
It's
the
okay.
show. There was somebody accused of kidnapping and sexually assaulting women in her
Whatever.
dungeon.
Side note,
So you
that
know
happened.
what? We got rid of her. It's in the past. Whatever. We don't talk about it.
So anyway, but when Portia said this rumor, she went and told everybody that Candy said that Candy's a lesbian. So they're sitting
Mhm.
around at a table, and Candy said somebody said that I was, that I was gay or I was a lesbian or whatever. And Portia had the nerve after spreading this rumor, sitting around the table going, "Who said that? Who said that?" And so that's like a very famous Portia meme, a Portia moment. So for Portia
Mhm.
to have that again in Traitors, like I just was like, you don't understand the full body chills I was having. It's like watching a Marvel movie and seeing a bunch of Easter eggs. You're like, oh my God, that's a callback to another thing. And like only people who read the comics know about it. Like that's
Yeah.
what I felt like. It was so good. It was amazing.
All I know about Portia is because I haven't watched it obviously in the real
Atlanta. Yeah.
or in like maybe 10 years, right? Because
Yeah.
there was a point when I was being forced to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And Portia is just one of the best looking people I would say on reality TV, just so
Stunning.
gorgeous. Yeah,
Stunning. Yeah.
and I was just so sad to see her leave. I was just like, "Oh
I
man."
know. And have you seen her butt, Raheel. Like she
That's
had that
exactly
white dress on. I
on
was
top of
like,
it. Yeah, when she's
what?
standing in front of the I'm glad you brought it up because I definitely did see it. I didn't think it would be appropriate to bring it up at 9:43 a.m. on a Saturday, but I am glad that you brought it up because yes,
No,
that
no,
was
no, no,
it was
no.
an image.
It's a that is a butt. It's a house.
It
It's
was and it was like the way that they had framed it, it was like what's that? Who's the guy that directs
Wes
Wes
Anderson.
Anderson? Yeah. It was like perfectly symmetrical with everything else. It was amazing.
No, it's a literal brick house. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's
Yeah.
incredible. So, but anyway, I want to bring up Candace because Candace does get a lot of people to not vote for Portia. Like it's close.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
up between Miss Donna and Portia. And
Yeah.
Candace says again, I just think that it could be Miss Donna. Like it's too obvious, you
Mhm.
know? But Portia is banned and banished. And she says, I'm a faithful. And I loved this moment because it's now at this point, it's been Donna, Michael, and Ron who have spoken up to say, "Oh,
Mhm.
Portia said these things that are da da da
Yeah.
da da." Ron knows that he's fucked, but I
Yeah.
loved because when Portia says, "I'm a faithful," it's Donna. It cut to her and she goes, "Ah, crap."
They are. So there are several moments where you just like they just show Miss Donna on screen for a second. I think it was after the second challenge where they're back in the house or whatever. And she's just sitting there with sunglasses on, and she looks a little bit like the female version of the dude from The Big Lebowski.
Yes.
I wish she was around for a
Uh,
little bit longer, but
oh my
yeah.
god, it was so good. And also I didn't realize, and I guess maybe duh, it makes sense, but like she's a giant.
Yeah, she's
She's
a
a
big lady.
giantess.
Yeah, she gave birth to two football players.
She's a giantess. She's
Yeah.
huge. I was like, she's Amazonian. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And she's got like a heft to her.
She's
Like
got yeah.
she looks like she could throw you over a cliff. Like
She looks like the mother of an offensive lineman and a tight end. That's exactly what she should look like.
she looks
She's
like the
great.
mother of two Super Bowl champions. That's
Yes,
what she looks like.
Two Hall of Fame football players. Yes.
Yeah. And then we have the killing in plain sight. Oh my god, how exciting. The secret traitor has put a short list of tarot cards inside of a frame in the kitchen. The traders need to find that frame, find the cards, and then come to an agreement and burn one of them in the fucking breakfast room. It is so exciting. Rabar. Oh my god. Rabar's time to shine. Okay. But before we get to Rabar's time to shine, Candace.
Yeah.
Candace said, I gotta get
That's
these people
insane.
to do something.
That was insane. That was an
She
insane thing
says,
that happened.
she says, guys, it's a perfect time for a conga line. What? What? This show is so unserious. A conga line, and everybody's like, yeah, that sounds good. What? It's her and Lisa Rinna, two obvious traitors, just
Yeah.
being like, yeah, let's just do a fucking conga line. And then Rob C is like, I think that there's a murder in plain sight happening. Because what is everybody doing? That's
Yeah,
so weird.
That was insane. I was like, how? First of all, who thinks to do a conga line? I don't like. What is the? I don't know what the right time is for a conga. I guess during a wedding, but also no one's done a conga line since like 1965. It's the weirdest thing. And then Rob C comes up to her and he's like, "You started the conga line, right?" And she's like, "Yeah."
It's so silly. It's so good. But Rabar uses that to its advantage. He's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then he goes, takes his big, beautiful guns into the kitchen, gets the cards, and then he sits with Lisa Rinna and he's like, hey, you ever played chess? And she's like, no, are you going to teach me? And I was like, I'm sorry. I know that Lisa Rinna is married to Harry Hamlin, who is a certified babe.
Yeah.
But if I was Lisa Rinna, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck Harry Hamlin. Because he sits her down. He's pretending to teach her chess. I thought they were going to get caught by Tara Lipinski or Rob C.
Because Rob C does come in and he's like, you guys are playing chess. Lisa Rinna's playing chess.
But the snake charmer is teaching Lisa Rinna how to play chess. But the way he comes and like whispers to her, I was like, I would leave my husband for him.
All right. My God. So this is good. This is going to be therapeutic for me and you, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I have been on this podcast for a while. The way that white men have been treated,
Yeah.
rightfully, on this
Uh-huh.
podcast,
Uh-huh.
as I was watching it, I was like, "Oh man, this is a problem," because like I'm really into this Rob R guy. He's
Yeah.
because like you want to hate him, right? He's
Uh-huh.
obviously a white guy from Alabama
Uh-huh.
who talks about like banging or whatever. You know, he's very open about whoever he is. And like I watch him and I'm like, I kind of fucking have a crush on this guy. Like this is he is so charming.
Mhm.
And he's like so good. And I was like, man, like I hope it's okay for me to like him. And to hear that you are also on board.
Lusting after him.
Thank God. I'm good. I'm
Thank
glad.
God.
We're gonna
Yeah.
enjoy it. Yeah, because he is delightful. He's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I want him to be around for as long as possible. He
One thing you should know about him is that on his season of Love Island, now Love Island is filmed in Fiji, right?
Mhm.
Hot, hot ass
Yeah.
Fiji. He was walking around the villa in jean denim overalls, in denim overalls, Raheel. And then we found out he was just raw dogging it inside of it. No underpants, nothing. And I was like, this man was just letting his stuff dangle dangle against hard pants in the
Just
heat of
rough.
Fiji.
Yeah. All those threads,
The zipper.
the chafing.
He's a man who I'm like, I don't want to know your political affiliations, Rob. Don't ever,
I really hope it
don't
doesn't come
ever.
out.
I
I'm not
will
even
say
gonna
this.
Google. I'm not gonna
No,
Google
no.
Rob R. MAGA. No, no, not at
Oh, no,
all.
no, no. Don't. And also, don't Google Rob our nudes because I have seen them. I've seen a few videos of Rob R. They were sent to me by, you guessed it, Johnny
Donnie?
and Kendrick. Yeah. I have seen parts of him that I wish I hadn't, and I was like, ah. But he's incredibly hot. I think that I feel like when Boston Rob was on his season
Mhm.
of Survivor, he gave
Yeah.
similar energy as
Yeah.
Rob R.
Yeah.
Rob Rosh. Ugh, so hot. Anyway, they pick somebody and they burn it, and Candace is out of the loop. Candace doesn't know
Mhm.
who it is. Candace is so nervous. At this point of episode 3, I thought the secret traitor was either Jam Jam or Natalie.
Oh, really? Who did I
Yeah.
think it was? I thought maybe it was Michael Rappaport, maybe because he was so loud or whatever. But yeah, I didn't think it was either one of those guys.
Yeah.
Maybe Jam Jam because they
Yeah.
kept showing him a lot and they
Yeah.
kept talking about him a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was like episode 1 or episode 2. It was one of the episodes where he had a shield and nobody else did, and he goes, "Okay guys, bye. Don't die." Love him. I so we open up on breakfast. Everyone's waiting to see who's coming, who's
Mhm.
alive. They're wondering if it's, who the traitor is. They think it might be Donna, Michael, Ron, or Jam Jam, because obviously Ron has a big target on him because of the Porsche situation. And anyway, they're trying to figure out who died, all that stuff, and we find out it is Rob C. And Candace
Mhm.
is like, "Thank fucking God,"
Mhm.
because he knew I was doing a conga line and a
Yeah.
murder in plain sight.
He's the only person where it registered. Hey, maybe we
Yeah,
shouldn't be doing a conga line in the middle of the mansion. Yeah. I was sad because now it's like, okay, I think that if he was around, he probably could have figured it out like maybe that night. He would have gotten rid of Candace that night for sure.
immediately. Yeah,
Yeah.
immediately. I was actually at this point certified for me again that it might be Jam Jam or Natalie because we were killing gamers. We had Ian
Mhm.
out and Rob C, who are like the smartest people in the game.
Yeah.
And
And
I was like, okay, could be a secret, could
yeah,
be a
somebody
tamer.
brought that up too, right? I think maybe Tiffany brought it up to
Yeah,
Colton the
yeah,
day before when she was like, it seems to be that somebody's killing gamers or whatever, and then Colton thought that that meant that it was her, and then he looked
yeah.
into the camera with his, I think he was wearing like a, I mean, he looked ridiculous. He looked
Okay,
ridiculous,
I can't tell if his head is small or he has really wide shoulders or if he looks like he's wearing football. Like,
like a helmet, like a pads, right? Yeah, no,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think he
yeah.
just has broad shoulders. Yeah, but yeah,
He
he
yeah. He looks like a child that is stacked up on other children to try to get into a movie. That's what he looks like to me. um anyway, we have what happens here? I think this is, oh, yeah, this is
Donna, yeah,
Alan says, "Okay, we're doing something different. We're going to the round table before the mission.
Mhm.
And they're like, what the hell is going on? We don't do this, but we have some pre-table chats. And this is where Jam Jam and Michael go head to head at the breakfast table. And Michael says something like, I grew up in New York and you had to be a fighter or whatever. And he goes, or you have to be a crap trash talker. And I'm a crap trash talker. And I was like, yeah, you're a shitty trash talker. That's
Yeah.
what you are. You fucking weirdo. You suck and everybody hates you.
It's just like I understand. Like so I'm trying to get like Mike so my history with Mike Rappaport, just so you know, right,
Mhm.
is he used to be on the Bill Simmons podcast like as a
Yeah.
guest like
Mhm.
10 years ago, right? And
Yep.
there was like 3 or 4 episodes where he was amazing. He was like really funny because he's like this loud, obnoxious
Yeah.
Knicks fan or whatever. And he's like I don't know if he was ever a professional comedian, but he was like supposed to be a funny guy or whatever. So I immediately like a lot of people really loved Michael Rappaport, and then he hasn't been on the podcast in like 10 years or whatever. He went to Barstool, and then he was too annoying for Barstool. Just think about
Yep.
that. Think
Mhm.
about how horrible a person that you have to be.
Yes. Yes.
So when he's doing all that stuff, right? It's like he it's like he thinks that if he's loud, and if he's funny, like I think he thinks that he's being funny and that people are enjoying it. But everyone's just like, no, man, like you are annoying. Nobody likes you. You are ruining our experience here. You're ruining the breakfast table. It's just bad vibes.
Yeah. He also, so in the past, he had a feud with my beloved Kenya Moore from Real Houses of Atlanta. One,
Hmm.
he on Instagram called her a gorilla.
Oh,
So,
come on.
right.
Like, hey, here's my question: why is he on the show? Like, what are we
No,
doing here?
I don't understand. I don't know why he's on the show. It sucks. And then he on a housewife on Real Housewives or like Watch What Happens Live. He was once sitting next to Kenya and he said, "Oh, Kenya, I know you wish you could be me." And she said, "Oh, mediocre white man with a failing career. Why would I want that?"
It's
He's
amazing.
he's a loser. He sucks. And I think everybody that's there is starting to those feelings are coming out. I think everybody probably was like, "Oh, okay, whatever. We'll treat him like a cast member." But as he continues to talk, everybody's like, "Oh, Jesus."
Hmm.
Anyway, people are talking. This is where okay, so Tiffany also pulls Michael aside and says, "You got to fucking cool it.
Yeah.
You got to calm down. I don't know what you're doing, but you're being weird. You're calling too much attention to yourself and you have to chill out." But Tiffany and Michael both think that it's Jam Jam. Colton still thinks that it's Donna.
Mhm.
Everyone is thinking Donna and Ron. And at this point, real, I was like, "Ugh, poor Donna," because they're all sitting around. I think Caroline Stanberry's like sitting with a bunch of people and they're all talking about Donna. And then she comes in and they're like, shh, 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 shh. And then Donna's like, "I know you guys are talking about me."
I
I
heard
was
the
like, "Oh
shushes.
no, poor Donna. I felt
So,
so bad for her."
so this is my question. Like, I don't know like how much editing is done or whatever, right? But everyone's just immediately like, it is Donna. We need to. It's obviously Donna, right? And so even like that daytime roundtable or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like the producers were like, hey, we need to get her out of here because like
It's
this
too
is
obvious.
yeah, this is too obvious.
I don't know, but it was like I actually felt so bad. But then this is when Donna presents the idea that it could be Michael, right? They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
maybe he's like double, triple timing,
Hmm.
whatever. And anyway, then it's round table time. And we have three people. Yes.
Can I just say about like the like it could be Michael like double or triple crossing whatever. At one point Rob C is like, but do you think he's smart? Do you think he's capable of that?
Yeah, this is before Rob C died. He
Yeah.
was like, I don't think so.
I don't think he's smart.
So then we get to the round table and it's three people on the hot seat, right? It's Ron,
Hmm.
it's Donna, and Michael. And I will say Ron's defense was really good. He was like, "Look, you guys underestimated me. You don't think that I'm capable of speaking." And then
Yeah.
when I did, I took control of the room. And that's not because of me. Like that's on you guys for not for underestimating me. And I was wrong, but this is what I think, right?
It
And
I
then
I
yes.
I watched that at like 1:30 a.m. last night and I was getting like emotional. He was like cuz his defense was really good and he was like really sweet and genuine and stuff and
Yeah.
he was just like I'm in the hot seat. Like everybody hates me and I
I
completely get it. I
know.
understand. Sweet Ron.
I felt bad for Ron
Yeah.
Funches. He's so funny. He said in the
Yeah.
beginning of the show, he said, "I'm so nervous I might poop a little bit." Like I I felt so bad for him. And then Donna's defense, this is when she's like, "Oh, I'm just fangirling." And they're like, "Okay." And she's like, "No, I just like don't talk." And Candace is like, "Donna, you and I have talked. Like you're still weird." And this is when Michael and goes against Jam Jam. He says, "I think it's Jam Jam." And he starts yelling. And this is like he's going on and on. And he's like, "I'm the best looking. I'm the best looking faithful. I'm the smartest. I'm this." And I love Natalie because she's sitting right next to him. I don't know if you caught it, but she like looks at the camera and rolls her eyes. And
That was amazing.
I was like, everybody hates him. He sucks. And I was like, at this point, I hope that they vote him out because he's just so annoying. But I think they were
Yeah.
like, no, it's clearly Donna. Like,
Yeah, we gotta get
let
rid of
Donna.
Donna. Yeah. Yeah.
So then it's a unanimous vote, basically. The only person who doesn't vote for Donna is Donna. I think Donna says Michael.
I think Donna says Michael, and I think does Jam Jam say Donna also? No, uh, Jam Jam says that you know who I think it is, but I'm gonna vote for
Yeah,
Donna. Yeah, yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's pretty unanimous. And I was sad for her. I was like, oh, it's not Donna. That's too obvious if it was
Yeah.
Donna. And then that bitch stands up there and she says, "You got yourself a traitor." And I was like, oh my God. And the rush, I was losing it. I was shook. I was shocked. I was gooped and gagged. Okay. And then, she says we see like when she was picked and all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, I'm just going to play up this whole thing that I'm just like a mom who like
Yeah.
is starstruck and like doesn't know any better. And I was like, wow, I fell for it.
You did.
I believed her.
I don't know. I guess it really comes down to how the show's edited or whatever. But I wonder what the vibe was in the mansion because nobody bought it.
No, and then like she's like in the confessional, she's like, I'm just really glad that at this point in my life, like she's
Yeah.
crying happy tears. She's like, I can do this. And I was like, this woman is the mother of two multiple Super Bowl champions, and
Hmm.
her daughter-in-law is Taylor Swift, and I'm like crying for her.
Yeah.
It's so
And
insane.
Kylie, is that her name? Kylie Kelsey, right?
Oh,
Kylie.
of course, beloved Kylie Kelsey. But
Yeah.
I was like, why do I feel bad for her? I'm like, well, maybe they could have kept Donna longer. Like she needed a hobby. She's a grandma. Like, no, she
Yeah.
doesn't. She's fine.
Meanwhile,
Donna's gonna be fine.
she's been like on the field at the Super Bowl like 6 times. Like she
Anyway, then it's time for a mission, and they're paired
Mhm.
up. Everybody except for Ron gets a
Uh-huh.
paired. And then this is where they do the cages and the stacks. So people
Yeah.
are in cages, and then you got stackers. I
Mhm.
know that you would not want to be a stacker.
No.
Mm-mm. You got
Shaky
shaky
hands.
hands. You got big shaky hands. I would love to be a stacker.
Can you balance stuff? I'm okay at balance, I think, but yeah, I got shaky hands.
No, I'm very good at stacking things and organizing things, so I would be
Mhm.
really good at it. But I would not. I would fear that I could be a Johnny Weir and just be like, I can't
That's my
find
thing.
any
I
more
think
skulls.
that's what because I'll forage for the skulls, right? But then I would turn it like if we can work out a situation where then you get to stack.
Yeah, you would turn into Colton, unfortunately.
Yeah. I thought about
But
that actually while I was watching it. You bitch.
it was Ron. At the end, we have the people that are still in cages are Ron, Lisa, Eric, Kristen, and Caroline. And
Mhm.
Lisa Rinna is just chilling. And it's so funny. Dorinda's like, I'm so sorry I failed you, Lisa. I'm so sorry. And Lisa's like in her crazy sunglasses and hat. She's like,
So
yeah,
that
it's
look,
really
she
bad.
looks like an insect.
She looked like a fly.
Yeah.
She looked like a mosquito trapped in a cage. It was so funny. And she's like, I just turned up my acting skills. And I'm like, they're not that good
Yeah.
because it's pretty obvious. She's like, oh, Dorinda, that's okay, honey. That's all right. Dorinda's like, I'm so sorry, Lisa. This might be the last time I see you. Lisa's like, yeah, I guess. But then they're gonna get tied to a tree for a face-to-face murder.
Mhm.
But before we get to that part, at the end, back at the house, there are whispers about it being Michael, Ron,
Uh-huh.
Tiffany, and Jam Jam possibly
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
traitors. This is what everybody thinks. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that you have not named a single person who is an actual traitor.
Yeah.
This is amazing gameplay.
Yep. Exactly.
Incredible.
in that moment, because like, and I think the traders also like kind of realize it, because they're just like, nobody's onto us, and like they have worked so like, they felt all of the murders have felt random, but they are also taking out the smart people without people calling out the fact that, hey, the smartest people are getting killed here. Like they killed Ian because apparently he's a genius of some sort, and then they
Yeah.
killed Robsy, who was like, he was gonna find out like that night.
Yeah.
um so yeah, and
Yeah.
nobody has any clue.
And so now we have Eric Kristen Kish, who my sexual orientation is whatever she is, because
You know what?
my God. Yeah.
Me too, sister. Because I remember her from Top Chef.
Uh-huh.
I remember her season, and then I remember her. Was she going out with like that bald dude at some point? Was that a thing that
No,
happened, or did
she's never, no,
I?
no.
Are you sure? Look
Yeah,
that up.
Kristen
I
Kish
think she
is
may.
a
I
lesbian.
understand. I know, but I have a feeling. I don't know. Well, look that up.
Okay.
Um, the he was a chef on Top Chef also. Just look that up. Anyways, yeah, she is, I don't know. She's one of those people I just want to stare at. And I'm intimidated at the same time. Um,
No, she's never had a boyfriend.
all right. I'll
Yeah.
look it up myself. But
Yeah.
yeah, so if I am them, I get rid of Kristen.
Yeah, they got to keep Ron because they're like
Hmm.
Ron is obvious.
Yeah.
It is a smart idea to possibly get rid of Caroline because they're like we haven't done a housewife yet, and we do have
Yeah.
two housewives as traitors, so it would be good to get rid of a housewife. They're like Eric is random,
Yeah.
but he's sweet. He's never going to get banished. But Kristen
I
is smart.
it's Kristen is very smart, and she's also fearless, and she's just like, in at the end she's like, "Hey, you've already made your decision. Do what you're going to do."
Who would you murder? You would murder Kristen?
I would murder Kristen. I think she is the biggest threat. I think that she would get to the bottom of it very, very quickly. I wouldn't kill Eric because I want to see more of that guy. He's like pretty like low key funny and so adorable.
Adorable.
Yeah,
Adorable.
and like when they come up to him and they ask, like he's like pleading for himself. It's just I don't remember what he said, but I was going crazy. It was so funny.
He's just so
Um,
cute. He's like,
yeah,
"Listen, don't."
yeah,
Yeah, I would see, I want to defend my housewives, so I do think that it should be Caroline, but I do think that they need to be smart and they got to get the smart people out. The smart people are
exactly.
going to Caroline, like everybody they did a fucking conga line.
Yeah,
They did a conga line, okay? And nobody guessed that it was Lisa Rinna and,
yeah.
and Candace. So I do think
Yeah.
that it could either be Kristen and Caroline. I think Kristen would be the smarter one.
Kristen
But
would be the smart one. Carolyn makes a good point. She's like, "Hey, I'm nothing to you. I'm nothing
yeah.
in this game. I am nobody knows me. I have not registered. I have not popped on screen, obviously. There's no reason to kill me. Just keep me around. I got nothing going on here." Which
Oh
was,
god.
pretty good. She's pretty self-aware.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's incredibly mean in real life and just incredible television to watch. Just a
Is
total
she?
bitch. Oh,
Okay.
it's amazing. She makes great television. And she and Dorinda do share a makeup artist. So
Oh,
just a little background information about Caroline Stanbury.
important. Yeah.
Important. And that's it. I'm so excited. Now, real
Mhm.
I gotta go to Texas for like a family event next week, and I'm planning to take my laptop so that we can talk about traders again next
Oh, look
week.
at that.
Yeah, I'm committed. I'm committed to this bit because this is like I watched it. Okay, so you were asking how did I watch it twice? I watched it once, like paying
Mhm.
attention, and then I loved it so much that while I was working, I just had it on in the background,
Just in the
and I was just gonna
background.
turn.
You
It was
just like
just
the you just like the sights and sounds. And sometimes you just want to take a look at it.
So good. Just such a
Mhm.
great show. The this is this could be my favorite season of the show yet.
So far,
So
the
far.
first, I felt like maybe we could have gotten shorter episodes between the three, right? Like, I think
Mhm.
if they had like edited down to like an hour for each one of them,
Mhm.
I think it
Mhm.
would have been tighter or whatever. But where we are now, 3 episodes in, right? And this has been my experience with traders in the past also, is like the people that you think are going to be your favorite 3 episodes in either don't end up being your favorite, or like somebody else, somebody new emerges. Like
Ex
last year, who was that? Like Britney Spears ex guy,
Yeah,
um,
Sam.
Sam. Yeah, like like people pop later in the in the season. So I really like the cast where it's at.
Yeah.
minus Michael Rappaport, obviously, right? Nobody likes
Yeah.
that guy. I will say I was expecting more from Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski, but
Mhm.
we have not gotten that 3 episodes in. What I'm hoping is that that kind of duo starts to pop soon because I love
Yeah.
them. Like during like the figure skating, uh,
Oh, yeah.
um, events and stuff like
Events.
that. So
Yeah.
I feel like there's more personality there that I want to get into. Tiffany is somebody that I like so far.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know. Do you have a history with her?
I don't know that person from Big Brother, but I do know that she's beloved. I do love
She,
Tiffany. I'm like, "Tiffany, stay away
yeah,
from Michael Rappaport. I know what you're doing.
yep,
I get it. I understand
hmm
this gameplay.
yes,
But this show depends too much about who you are aligning yourself with. And
exactly.
you get away from him."
I don't like that. That's the alliance that she's chosen, but hopefully it
Yeah.
just means that I like her. Who else do I like? Obviously, I can't like. I want to see Mora more and more on screen as much as
Yeah.
possible, and I want to hear
Yeah.
her
You
talk.
think you love her.
I think I love her. And then also like, yeah, I mean, I don't mind seeing Robar. I'll say it.
Robert!
I don't care.
Oh my god, that snake charmer has charmed us all. I cannot believe it. Oh god, he's so hot. You know, it's also he has a perfect nose. Have you looked at his
Yeah.
nose? It's perfect. He has
Man, that was a,
unfortunately a beautiful face.
he's
He
a
is going to lose his hair if he doesn't get to Turkey soon, though. Rob?
oh yeah, you see that like a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob,
Yeah.
get it together. Okay, you're too
They,
beautiful
and
for
he's
that.
always like smirking on camera and stuff like that. I'm like, why am I so charmed by this person?
Oh
This
my
is
god.
unfortunate. Yeah.
When he said he loved Donna Kelsey, he's like,
Yeah.
I love that woman. I was like, I believe you. He was like, is she
Is she
married?
married?
I was like, imagine that duo, Donna Kelsey and Rob R. I also did love when Candace and Rob are in the turret together, and they just look at each other and go, "Girl, girl." It was
Yeah.
so good. Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah,
Ugh,
that was
so good.
another moment where I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm in love with Rob."
Crap. Oh crap. We all love
Oh
Rob.
man, yeah.
Anyway, I'll send you some offline
No, I
not
don't
safe for
want it.
work
I don't
content
want it.
later.
Listen, I have seen enough dogs in my life. I don't need to see
But have you
another.
seen a butthole?
Oh, come
Anyway,
on, a hole.
that's it for this episode of Traitors. Raheel and I will be back to actually talk about real shit later on next week. And
Ooh.
then I will do Housewives and then we'll do another Traitors episode. It's just this is the greatest show. This is the greatest show